Okay, so I hadn't intended to record multiple episodes in this session, but I paused right at the end of the last episode. Like, literally, this is like 2 minutes after I ended the previous episode, and I jumped and paused, and just that little guy down there just appeared. He just happened to poke his head up on screen just at the right time that I just had to open an episode recognizing that, hey, it's a little lizard boy. Blah. Then again, if you look at his head the other way, it kind of looks like an alien, so I don't know, that's an observation. Hello everyone, I'm Tessellating Hexagons. This is Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon, and, well, this is Haunted Tomb. Let's go into Haunted Tomb. Look at that skybox. It is just, there is nothing there. And I like this level probably more than I otherwise would for one simple reason. The music glitch. But first, here's a friend.
Ah! Yet another daredevil adventurer has come to rob our catacombs of loot. Let's just hope you're made of tougher stuff than the last guy. If you can survive the trials of our catacombs and answer my riddle, we will give you a prize befitting your efforts. Here is my riddle. I am a vessel without hinges, lock or lid. Yet within my walls a golden treasure is hid. What am I?
Well, I already know, but I'm going to leave that question open into the air for you to concentrate upon and considerate over the course of this episode. So yes, for whatever reason, the music here is Cloud Spires, so I just immediately automatically love it. Now, funny story with this level, it works a bit strangely. First of all, these enemies do not yield any treasure whatsoever, because that tomb thing is a spawner. It just is. And that up there is the end level. What we must do is step on this switch and just charge. They are time-based switches. Hey guy, bye. Yeah, that's the big gimmick of this level. Well, that and the enemy spawners, which we can't do anything about. But we do have Earth Shapers, so there's that. Now, be careful, because you can screw yourself out of getting gems here. So first of all, Earth Shapers, they throw these balls, and now we're just gonna take this ball and just run. We got what we came for, lads. We can all just giddily go pull home. But yeah, in case you couldn't tell, you can just destroy the enemy spawners. It has to be with those Earth Shaper orb things, though. And funnily enough, the Earth Shaper orbs are also how you kill the Earth Shapers themselves. Just be sure to leave one alive just in case you miss a tomb. Like in this case, I'm going to let this one live because it's right here. Like it's a really convenient spot to just grab a thing just in case. Also, really easy skill point, just go into the void. See, that might have been intimidating for children at the time of this game, but please, I'm a millennial. If you offered me the opportunity to swim into the void, I would take it. Anyway, once again, I would show you the optimal way of killing these guys. It's basically just this, except I'm going to take this orb and just bring it up here and kill this guy with it instead, because he's a bit further out of the way, and that's the done thing. You just kill them. All the enemies here yield a crazy amount of gems, partly because, well, it's a tomb. It's an ancient Egyptian-style tomb. And look, there's a giant snake. I told you there would be snake. I do like snakes. They're cute. Also, okay, it's not as if you're permanently locked out. Okay, just an amendment to what I was saying before. You're not permanently locked out of having, like, orbs to throw if you do miss one, because there are sections where the ceiling is loose, and thus spittable orbs will fall from the ceiling as well. It's just they're much bitchier to get, so you can. It's just, as a child, I found that prospect intimidating, so I'd rather just have an easy-to-obtain, throw-it-my-way daddy situation, you know? You know. Well, we'll come back through here later. Also, I believe once you get to the end of the level, the doors stay open, I think? Don't quote me on that, I just feel like that's a thing that happens. And oh look, a fresh supplier that's in a much more convenient location than the last one, so really the expectation is just kill the nearest Earth Shaper, because also if you just let it hit you, then you take damage and you don't get to keep the ball, so have cares. Just basically, this is a level themed around being strategic with your use of items. It's an interesting idea. As a child, I hated it, because also, by the way, they turn red and then explode, so don't leave it too long to receive orb. So yeah. This level intimidated me because there was no immediately accessible way of defeating the enemies. So these guys respawned infinitely, and those guys you can't attack unless you spit their things back at them. And it's really not hard, it just takes a bit of patience. But I always hated it anyway. And as long as you pick the ball up, it won't explode in your mouth. It's just, it will, like, it does little aerial effect explosion if you're uncareful. And like, in all probability, there will most likely be another Earthshaper on the other side of that door. But just in case... Ooh, 25. I'm going to let this one live for the moment. Because I don't want to have to rely on getting orbs from, like, falling ceilings. Just because it's a bit trickier to do in that I don't think they'll hurt you on contact. But in exchange, you have to dodge all the other boulder crap that's flying. So... I just don't enjoy it. It's just not a fun time. Like, it's not objectively difficult, just avoid the shadows and you will literally be okay. It's just no thank yous, just thank you my no-no. I mean, I'm here spending much more time than is necessary getting all of the gems I can find, jumping into one I didn't even know was there. But it's just, I'd rather just have someone baseball pitch me an weapon, rather than relying on a cracked ceiling. And oh look, there's another friend here, so we're fine. Go on, little strawberry me baby, to quote Pokemon Vietnamese Crystal. You missed. You must pay for your sins. That does mean, of course, that we're going to need to... Like, I know that I'm doing this in a very counterintuitive way, and I am making it more arduous on myself than I really need to, because I can just go back and kill that previous Earthshaper now, because we've got one here, and... Like, as I said, I'm overcomplicating it, but it's just my little method of making sure that everything works out fine in the end, for sure, for shizzle my pee-pee popo. So, I say that. I've never actually utilized that method myself, ever. And I think the switch here controls the door over there, because there isn't really a door over here. So I'm going to charge back through here, kill that previous Earthshaper, everything will be plum diddly. You know, plum diddly. I would cut this trip back out, but, I mean, we're already here. It's a small level. So that's another thing. The main reason why I like this level is just because of the music. Because I like the Cloud Spires theme. So don't sue me, I don't have a legal team. And that's what happens if you leave the red orbs alone for too long. Well, the white orbs, they turn red, that happens. But the other thing is, I do have a fondness for the ancient Egyptian aesthetic. Like, I'm not as... Like, I wouldn't say I was ever obsessed with it. I'm not as fond of it as I used to be, but I do still like it because it's got that mystique, yo, and the ancient Egyptians were the original furries, because... that's one thing I meant to say previously. There's just the local residents. First of all, they talk about catacombs, but they're all doggos. And second, I guess, Anubis, Jackal, Doggo, I don't know, the pieces are there. Third, the residents are just furry bait, and I'm entirely okay with this. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the Spyro characters are, but just these guys seem to be especially. And just charge and you'll make it through this fine. So, again, have cares, be cautious, don't bad, you'll be fine. Now, I feel as though I've been taking a bit longer than perhaps I ought to get through this section of the level, because we do have some rather chunky difficulty coming up. I say that, I don't actually remember offhand how hard it may or may not be. I just know that we have a section coming up that is known by some to be a difficulty. If that makes any sense whatsoever, and if it doesn't, well, you know... well, you know. And again, just gonna leave an Earthshaper around just in case, even though... There's one right there, so I really didn't need to. There's a challenge portal here. That, I believe, is the bit that everyone complains about when it comes to this level. I couldn't confirm or deny, personally. It's been a very long time. So I guess I'll just go back and kill the previous one. I recognize it's probably getting pretty annoying at this point, but in this level, better to be safe than apologies. Just don't apologize ever, you know, just stay safe, don't apologize. Now, am I gonna not make it to the door because I bopped? I bopped. And yet we made it anyway. That just shows how generous these doors are. This portal we're just going to ignore for a while. Because that's the thing that, well, there's a lot that people don't like about this level, I think. That portal is one of them. There is another portal over here that people don't like. And is there anything... was that the final Earthshaper? Oh, damn. Okay. Well then, I'll just go back and kill you, and then we're all done with everything that we need projectiles for. Damn, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. So, this is the grand culmination of this level. I would rather like to get the reward finishing the level first, so just a refresher. What is the answer to the riddle? I already know, I've known for years, and it's easy.
I see you've managed to survive the trials of the catacombs. Now let's find out if your wits are as quick as your feet. Do you remember the riddle? I am a vessel without hinges, lock or lid, yet within my walls a golden treasure is hid. What am I?
I never had trouble with this, even as a child, because it's thematically obvious, and it's just kind of easy, and I'm good at riddles anyway. But here's a hint. It's a really wanky metaphor for the infinite value of life. A bandicoot.
Have you heard that one before? I never thought you'd get it. Very well. A bargain is a bargain. You may have the dragon egg that I was guarding from the sorceress.
Yum yum. Because everyone loves a callback. So, that was a level that was fun, and hey, he's the ta-da boy.
I've waited 7,000 years for someone to solve that riddle. Now, I can finally head off to Seashell Shore to bury some bones.
Okay. So, dog things, or sex, or both? Tessex ruining childhoods since 1919. And this is the slide I was talking about in the Crystal Islands episode, where you really should do this one first because it's shorter and it's easier, he says, dying at the last possible second. So that's why I wanted to get that egg first, because, first of all, the slide physics starts sooner than you'd expect, but also, every time you get an egg, Zoe zaps you, so it's just easier to have a checkpoint that's right at the top of the snake. So, yeah. It's not hard. Every time I say it's not hard. There we go. Third attempt. Easy. Malcolm without the L. Now, one thing that I've always thought with this slide is, like, this could be its scales, or maybe its skeleton, maybe? You can't walk back up it, by the way. But I always thought it looked like they'd sort of cut the snake open longwise, and that's, like, it's not its innards, but, like, it looks like that should be on its inside. Or, alternatively, it looks a bit like if you cut open a lime, but if a lime was the length of a snake, that's what it would look like when you open it. And I believe now all the doors are just permanently open, because convenience. Unless I'm mistaken, I missed an entire vase, and I'm sad. So now we just have 2 challenge portals left to do. We've got all the gems, so that should say a lot about what's inside these challenge portals. This one, do Starfish Reef before you go through this portal. You will thank me later. But first, friend.
One of those dogs with funny hats put a curse on me just 'cause I shot him in the butt a couple of times. He said he turned my tail into a snake. Does it look like a snake to you? It does feel kind of funny. Come to think of it, oh boy, that dog's gonna pay.
So Agent 9's just getting into all kinds of trouble, as per usual. Friend.
Behind this door lie the 5 deadly trials of King Rover. No one has ever survived all 5. In fact, it is so dangerous that I cannot let you through this first door unless you are able to solve my riddle.
Yep, more fucking riddles.
Here's the riddle. I follow you wherever you go, but the more of me you take, the more you leave behind.
It's a classic. It's obvious. It's feet.
My. You're quite clever for someone with so little fashion sense.
Oh.
You may proceed to the first trial.
So yeah, we just have an enemy gauntlet. You can clip out of bounds and just sort of walk around this puzzle. Well, puzzle, whatever. Also, you can sort of maybe get a bit... Nope, they don't have collision until you enter the room. And for some reason, like a munge, Agent 9 just walks into the center automatically. So, this is why I said, do Starfish Reef first. Because, okay, that's rude, you were nowhere near me. Because you need, well, you don't need the extra hit point, it just helps. And I object to the fact that I've already taken damage because that snake was nowhere near me. And we have more, and once again, he just walks to the middle of them rather than maintaining a strategic distance. This time we have spawners, so kill the spawners first, otherwise you will make no progress whatsoever. Trick shot, sure, why not? Yeah, you see the number in the corner, it will quickly tick down unless you dispose of the spawners. And I suppose, as I've demonstrated, do not take for granted that they have too much range on their attacks. Just shoot blindly, you'll do fine. We're 2 trials out of 5. It's going great. Oh good, we have enemies with even broader attacks and 1 single opportunity to heal. So, again, don't squander it. You must all die. However, one thing you might also be able to infer is there may or may not be a finite number of enemies that can spawn at any given time because there's a counter in the corner, and excuse all of you with your ridiculous hitboxes. You just stop existing, you just stop existing, and both of you just please stop existing for everyone's sake. Again, I object to being so low on health even after having popped the Healy. Because we're halfway there, we're over halfway there, lesbians in deck chairs, lemons and pears, wizards over there. We have 2 Healys here, but we also have spawners. But, unlike with Spyro, Agent 9's laser blaster can just tear right through these spawners, so just do laps. Do laps. But also aim, otherwise you will suffering. Sparks, thank you. Did I not just say, do aim or you will sufferings? You will sufferings plural, Agent 9. Get good. Oh, I thought there was another mummy enemy in the top corner. But there was not, it was just that one snake. Again, I object to being so low on health because I'm not doing this badly, I swear, we've been over this. But at least they're generous with the Heelys. You know, the shoes that you wear that are like roller skates that can't be asked. I think this is another instance of, I don't actually recall. I think Agent 9 can pick up these in the same way that Spyro can. Yeah, he can. Cool. Rude. So I threw the thing back at you, and that wasn't good enough, apparently. Well, I'm sad and angry. I'm smad. Sangry. Sangria is a very nice drink. Also, very, very intoxicative. Stop existing, all of you. You don't get to be real. Oh, did my thing kill the thing after all? By which I mean, I threw a thing earlier and it didn't look like it killed the enemy I'm throwing it at, but apparently it did. You go over there and die. Now, how many other snakes? Also, these are like properly intimidating looking snake enemies. Like, they're really well designed, and yet they only appear in this mission. Okay, we have one more, and it's an Earthshaper. Like, I'd forgotten the Earthshapers even appeared in this game, even though I remembered this level happening. So, yeah, make of that what you will. Don't hurt me. Roll down the hill and blow him up. There we go. So yeah, the orbs do blow up even if you throw them, and you can rely on that to kill enemies with a slight delay. I threw the orb past him, and it landed behind him, and then detonated. So that isn't that difficult. I made that look harder than it was, I will own. Because once again, I'm not that bad at games, I swear. It's just sometimes you get a bit unlucky. But having the extra hit point does wonders, as you can tell, because it gives you just that little extra boost should you need it. That being said, don't know why this had... Oh, this... Yeah. Once you beat the level, this rises up so you can go straight back to the end. That being said, I kind of want to find a health restorative, so bear with and I'll meet you back at that other portal. You're kind of walking on nothing there, buddy. Oh, that just gave me an extra life for some reason. Sure. There's a health here. Do I risk it for a biscuit? I think I might. Was the biscuit worth it? Was the biscuit worth it? It was. Okay, see you back at the portal. Okay, so there is one thing that I don't quite recall. There is, I think, some way of manipulating the RNG so that you'll get an extra life out of fodder, and doing that obviously restores your health to full. If you can manipulate that so that happens halfway through the Agent 9 mission, obviously you'll get more health than just one if you kill an enemy. If you kill fodder and then get health out of it, that's a trick you can use anyway.
The first round of the annual demolition hovercraft competition is about to begin. There is room for one more contestant, but you'll have to answer a riddle to qualify.
Oh, sure.
The riddle is this. If one dragon can lay one egg in 12 years, how long would it take for 100 dragons to lay 100 eggs?
Well, that's still one dragon laying one egg each, so 12 years.
Very impressive. That is correct. Good luck in the demolition hovercraft competition.
What the fuck kind of gestation period is 12 years, though, anyway? Okay, so some people find this really easy. Some people find this really hard. I don't remember. So I think you can fall off the side, and that's an instant fail. This is very Mario Party-esque, though. And obviously those vase things do get in the way. You can hide behind them as cover, but so can the enemies. So usually I just tend to gung-ho it, I think. So fight me, sirs. Fight me, sirs. Fight me, sirs. Fight me, sirs. I'll fight you. I will fight you. And again, it helps to have the Starfish Reef health stock up thing, because that determines how many hits you can take in this. And they're both over there. Fuck your lob shot. Just remember that there is a bit of recharge time between how long it takes for you to fire, so use that to your advantage or not.
Well, well, that was a fierce battle indeed. Please accept this prize for winning the first round.
Yep, there's multiple rounds. I want to go and heal, so bear with after we get the next opportunity doing. He'd juggle. Or she. Or they. Or whatever. It's cute.
You may now enter the championship round. However, this is an exceedingly dangerous sport. Might I suggest you quit while you're still in one piece?
I want to. So I don't remember if you quit, I don't remember if you have to do round 1 again. That's a chance I'm going to take, so bear with.
Very well then. I will reserve your spot in case you change your mind.
Sounds good to me. So I'm just going to pop outside, restock some health, and be right back. Now, I think in the areas with unstable roofs, I think that can sometimes just randomly spawn fodder as well, or it could just be a fodder walking into that area and being hit by a falling rock, one of the two.
You may now enter...
Okay, we've already heard this speech, so this... There might even be a skill point for doing it without taking any damage. I don't remember. It's not easy. I do, as I said, I tend to gung-ho it. There is strategy. I'm just not employing any of it.
My. Such a brave reptile you are. But you'll need much more than bravery to win the championship.
It is harder. And this isn't easy anyway. Yeah, there are 10 of them. That's part of the reason why. Go on, get in front of me so I can just shoot from distance, because that's the thing. Straight shots go on to infinity, lob shots do not. Because, obviously, otherwise they would never land. Because asymptotes and mathematical formula... Well, I was trying to pluralize formula in formulae, but it just came out as formula with 2 A's. Also, you're a bit floaty, and I walked straight into that. That's my own fault. It would help if there was like a boost button, and if I just get all up in their grill. Yeah, I can aim at them easily, but they can aim at me easily too. Oh, there is health over here. That I had forgotten. Oh good, that I walked straight into even though I could see it coming, but I could, but I couldn't. You know how it be? I suspect this may take a second attempt, in which I will just speed up so that I can go into super hyper zen mode, because the slide here applies, like that follows the same zen logic as the slide in Crystal Islands. But this, I'm so unfamiliar with that, like, there we go. I got halfway there and then died. again, third time's the charm. Yay.
That was indeed a battle for the ages. You're the first dragon to win the competition in over 1,000 years. I proudly present you this year's grand prize.
Is it an egg? It's an egg. MJ and TJ, probably a reference, but maybe not. Yum, children. And that's it. We're done here. I have no desire to go back into that mission whatsoever. The annoying thing is, and I've discovered this previously as well, when you die, you start at yellow health, not yellow with sparkle health, so you need to come back out and heal in order to... every single time it's... Well, as I said, that was my third attempt, including the 2 that you saw, so could have gone a lot worse. So we're done in Haunted Tomb, that's it. That's the main thing I was dreading here, because I couldn't remember how hard it was, and yes, it was pretty fucking hard. So... that being done and nicely squared away, and we're nearly back up to 6,000, well, I say back up, were we ever over 6,000 gems before? Well, we nearly are now, and how much of a troll move would that be if if coming out that level spawned you in the slime if you didn't react quickly enough? That would be evil. Anyway, I just remembered that in the next episode we're going to have to go and deal with dino mines, and I'm so not about that life, but that's the only level we have left to do, and... for now, I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and this Let's Play is sort of past its prime now. It's all downhill from here. We've got dino mines, we've got the final boss, and I'm so looking forward to none of it. Oh, you can tell how I misspoke and sort of saved myself at the last second. See you in the next episode, because I know what I'm doing. Yeah.